Number one comedian here in Philadelphia. Number one comedian here in Philadelphia. Number one comedian here in Philadelphia.
PlatinumTouchpresents, the show you all been waiting on. And now, it's time for the Hill-arious Show with comedian Malcolm Hill.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, comedian Malcolm Hill. This is the Hill-arious Show each and every Thursday, 7 o'clock, right? We got a great show for y'all today, man. I got, a special guest today is a guy that I grew up, in the game, grew up in the game, watching this brother, do his thing, man. He was on the radio. He's done it all, man. He was one of the first dudes on the radio that, that you've seen that can do stand-up comedy and then at the same time be a star on the radio, man. So it's definitely an honor to have him. He's one and only. A lot of us do comedy, but we don't get that radio spot. And he was one of the first dudes that had that big radio spot, man. I used to watch him, and then I would listen to him on the radio. I'm like, dang, one day, my man Michael Shawn, man, very, very happy to have him on here, and, we got a great show, but what we need y'all to do is, share this link to some people's, just to their inbox, man. We need the support. A lot of people don't like to support other people, man. So if you can, share this link into, to some people's inboxes, man, so some other people can join in, man. And if you got some questions to say, log on with us, man, and say some stuff to us. But before I start, got to bring my co-host on. My man N.A. is in the building. N.A., where you at?
What's going on, big brother? How are you today?
Good, man. Feeling good, man. Things is popping right now, man. It's getting crazy for me right now. Seriously, I done literally turned down 3 shows this week, and I've never turned down shows before. It's to the point now that I'm literally turning shows down. So I'm actually, feeling good. Things are happening. But how you making out, big man?
Pretty good, man. I can't complain. Yeah, I see you, man. You booked everywhere, man. I can't even get you on the phone until today. You know what I mean? You're too busy for me, and we work together. I see you, man.
Sometimes I say I've been off a little more than I can chew.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah, man. I wanted to do this, but I thought I was going to do one here, one show there, one show. Now it's like, nigga, this is what you wanted, and it's like, yo, and it's a lot of traveling and everything, man. But how was your weekend, man? How was your weekend?
Real nice weekend, man. You know what I mean? We went and seen some family. You know what I mean? Got drunk as usual. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Almost crashed, but I'm okay. I'm slowing down.
I did a show with Buck Wild, right? I'm just saying this real quick before we bring my man on here. I did a show with Buck Wild, right? And Buck, he only cares about the show. I mean, he only cares about what he does. He don't care about the show, man. And I'm gonna just tell you real quick. It was me, Buck Wild, Timmy Hall, and Corey Fernandez, right? Now, Timmy Hall is a beast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Corey Fernandez, he's great, but he's not Timmy Hall, right? Mm-hmm. So I says to Buck, Buck, what's the lineup? I says, you're gonna put Corey Fernandez on, then put me on, and then Timmy Hall headline the show. He's like, nah, Corey Fernandez got credits. He was in the movie Cop Out with Bruce Willis. I said, man, these niggas don't give a damn about no damn Bruce Willis. They don't give a damn about no damn Cop Out. I said, this is comedy. He said, nah, man, Timmy Hall don't got the credits that Corey Fernandez got. So I'm like, yo, if you put this dude on after what I do, after what you do, and what after Timmy Hall do, it's going to be a disaster. I don't care. So Buck go out there, do his thing. Then he brings me on. I kill it. Then Timmy Hall just puts foot to ass. Then he brings out Corey Fernandez. Now, the room gets quiet. Everybody, I'm standing there watching the show, and everybody is looking at me. go back up there or get this thing out of here. Or this is Philadelphia. These are killers, murderers. This is Philadelphia. This ain't no. These niggas, they will walk up on that stage. So why you on it? So people was getting up, walking past him, right? And he said something. He said something had me cracking the fuck up. He said, "Wow." Corey was talking. He was talking, and dude was walking past him to leave. He talking about, "I don't want y'all walking past the stage while I'm killing this stage." Right? I'm busting out laughing. Right? So, he talking about, while I'm killing this stage, and motherfuckers leave it out. So Buck sitting there. And the room is quiet. I swear, he only did like 2 minutes. He got up out of there. But Buck's sitting there, and I had to tell him off. I said, yo, you cannot only care about what you're doing. You got to care about the show. See, Buck only cares about what he done changed his outfits in between every comedian, right? So he only cares about what he's doing. I said, yo, you got to make it a show. You cannot just throw this dude on after what I do, what you do, and what Timmy Hall do. You cannot do that. You know, to his credit, Corey Fernandez is a very, very funny comedian, but different styles don't mix. Now, Corey Fernandez is a funny dude. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. But the styles, my style, Buck Wild, and Timmy Hall style, it don't mix with Corey Fernandez. Okay? But had a good time, man. You know, the show was, I had a good time, man. Show was great, man. And shout out to my man, Corey Fernandez. Shout out to Timmy Hall, everybody, man, that did their thing, man. And it was crazy, but
hey, but they do.
Bill just got out, and the streets ain't safe no more, man. Ladies, hide your drinks, because the streets ain't safe no more. Bill is out of prison, man. I couldn't believe it. And what's so crazy is they snuck him out at night. People ain't know that this shit was about to happen. Niggas is like, whoa, this nigga's out of here. He gonna do a podcast. Him and OJ Simpson gonna do that. When you see them two niggas together, nigga, hide your drinks, hide your kids, hide every goddamn thing. They snuck him out.
Hey, good got him out of here. He knows
who got him out. Suge Knight got him out.
Hey man, them people, you know who got him out.
Somebody got him out there.
Don't keep Mike too long.
Man, listen, man. This brother I'm about to bring to the stage, man, is a pioneer in the game. One of the best stand-up comedians, one of the best on-air personalities in the world, man. Because especially when he was in Philly, man, I used to listen to him. I used to be wanting to listen to him instead of listening to the music, man. And I'm like, yo, this dude, Michael Shawn, funny, definitely funny. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, my man, Michael Shawn.
Oh, y'all got the most Puerto Rican picture I ever took in my life. I ain't been that Puerto Rican since the late 90s, yo. That's good.
Listen,
yo,
man.
What's up with you, Mike?
Malcolm, you funny as hell. Malcolm did a whole story.
All the pictures to take, he got that one.
No, you got my album cover, like when I was doing a salsa album. Like you had, I ain't gonna lie, I was cute. I was adorable. Real talk. I ain't gonna lie, I was adorable.
Yeah. Look.
I was.
Hey, Mike, did you see that clip, man? What you think about that, man? Bill Cosby and everything that's going on right now.
That shit, I don't even, man. When I saw the clips and everything and Bill was out, like that shit just came out of nowhere. Like Bill is free. Like I know it was big. Oh, can I curse on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I was like, I knew it got real because I do a morning show on this called Free Agent Radio. When my mom hit me, my mom. She knew I was on the radio and she hit me. Papi, Bill is free. What? What? How do you know that? Bill Cosby, Papa, is free.
Yo.
And then my mom was like, pobrecito, he old as hell, but he's free. He's free. My mom said, my mom was like, yo, let's respect. Let's actually give him his love now because we got him for like 3 weeks.
Oh, Lord.
Yo, if that nigga die, I'm going to
He's going to pop up with COVID.
I'm just telling you.
If that nigga die.
This might not have been the time. We just got out of COVID. They got some new shit coming out too. They got a brand new thing. Bill's so gangster. Bill is 90 and did not have a mask on. He was like, fuck the world. He was
Yo, Did you see when they was asking him a question? He's still playing like he can't hear or see nothing. They said, "So what do you think about being out?" He gonna look at his lady and like,
Yo.
And then she gonna start talking. I said, "Nigga, you out.
Yo.
You ain't got to keep faking that you can't see." He like this.
Yo, Bill cut from a different cloth, yo. Like Bill went in there and they were like, if you do this, this, and this, you'll get out early. And Bill was like, fuck you. Not doing it. If you just admit that you did this, even though that's a long story. There was some he did some admitting. He did do some admitting before he got in prison. Yeah, before. Yeah, he did some admitting, but they didn't follow the rules. So I'm not mad at Bill. They didn't follow the rules. But it was like, if you just admit this, if you do this, you'll get out early. And Bill was like, no. I'm obviously he knew something we didn't, but I just got
Bill gangster. When you say no, I'm gonna take this for all you young kids that'll do the Bill, whatever Bill Cosby did the time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And guess what, Malcolm? It's a beef now. It's a beef now. Aunt Viv, the black Aunt Viv, the first Aunt Viv, and Felicia Rashad going back and forth because Felicia Rashad put something up saying how great and they let it justly came out for him to be free and that's the right thing to do. And she basically, and Aunt Viv basically was like, girl, now you know what he was doing. Stop it. And it's a big thing going back and forth with them two on Twitter.
Man, Bill is about to be the most booked celebrity in the world.
Okay? Oh, absolutely.
You got Bill Cosby coming to your party gonna be sold out. I'm trying to tell you. Bill right now runs the streets. Okay, it's gonna be how. Matter of fact, next week, ladies and gentlemen, on the Hill-arious Show, I'm having Bill Cosby first interview on the Hill-arious Show. Make sure y'all tune in, man, because that man is the hottest thing in town right now. Thinking OJ, you know, OJ didn't come out that big with that kind of fanfare. When OJ came out, nigga, people was locking their doors and shit like that. But Bill out here, man, Bill running this thing. They can do a podcast together. Bill, Mike Tyson, and motherfucking.
Yo, you out of pocket.
They all know, but you think about it, they came out of jail successful. I just don't know if I'm supposed to side with Bill or not. I don't even know. You know, you got that one close, like you got a good friend, but you know he be doing some bullshit, and but that's your dude, and you like, and people bring him up, and you don't even know if you want to. Like, because you be like, I'm good with him. Like this is fucked up. I already got in trouble this morning for something I said. This is fucked up. If me and you have written out, if you my best, I know you did it. I'm still fucking with you. And but
keeping it real.
Yeah, I know he does some shit that he shouldn't have done. But with Bill, I'm like, I don't know Bill like that, so I don't know if I want to put my shit on the line just to argue back and forth with people because Bill's he's good. He's good. He's good.
Everybody's on the fence. Everybody's on the fence with this situation. It's like people happy that he out. Then there's some people saying, well, this nigga done drugged up a lot of women and drugged some women up. So I don't know whether to clap for this nigga or not. But what I'm clapping for is he went gangster and didn't take the deal and said, I'm not that's the part about him that like
absolutely.
He did the Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Bill gave them their drug of choice. They took it and he got what he wanted.
And a lot of and this is what got everything stirred up. I have a person that was on my show was on my show every Wednesday. Okay. And she heard this. So two things. Number one, Bill was known for this shit, and they were doing this back in the 70s and 80s. The problem with Bill is Bill didn't understand that there's certain things that just weren't like the Me Too movement has changed the way we act in certain places, right? Mm-hmm. There's certain shit we used to do blatantly that we're like, we think about. So Bill didn't do that. But then when I read the report, and there were ladies on there, and I'm almost 100% positive, I can't tell you where I got it from, the information, that there were like multiple women who said Bill raped them twice.
Yeah. So he came back another time. Yeah.
So
I heard it too.
Yeah, so they got mad at me because I was like, who comes back for seconds? Like who?
Yeah.
Is that rape or is that another second?
Rape me twice.
Is that rape
you need like I'm not, and then the people got mad at me. I'm not making fun of the victims. I'm asking a common sense question. If even if you weren't sure, you felt kind of funny. You just felt something was weird afterwards. Why would you go back for a second encounter and not only that, but do the same exact thing? Have drinks with them, chill with them, and then, and you know, my relationship with that person, she said, she sent an email to the show. She was like, I will no longer want to be in your platform. And the whole now, I don't know, maybe now once again, I've never experienced that. I've never had any sexual assault or anything like that.
Said
So,
she didn't want to be on the show because of what
because that comment, what I said, that was, I took it too far.
Man, first of all, you're a comedian, and it's the truth. So
absolutely.
Well, something must have happened with her. She's sensitive.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe something happened, and if she would have stated it like that on the email, I'd have been like, "Look, first of all, I apologize, but I would have never known you went through something like that." But even with that, I was still gonna say the same thing I said on the show.
Yeah. She do know you're a comedian, right?
Yeah. Oh no, most definitely. Like she actually bought tickets for the upcoming show with me and Rodney Perry. So I think that table gonna be empty. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Well, at least you bought tickets.
Yeah, she got the tickets.
Yeah.
No, but that's your opinion, and not only that's your opinion, that's the facts. Well, I would say, like one thing about comedy, man, when we say stuff, a lot of times we joking, but a lot of times, it's real, but it's in a jokingly way. You said it in a jokingly way, but it's real what you saying. Like, that's the facts. You know what I mean? Like, why would she? Yeah. If you get raped, why would you go back and get raped again?
And I didn't even, it wasn't like it was in mid-conversation. It wasn't even like I said the joke. Yeah, it was on the air. I was like, wow, who goes back for seconds? That's all I said. I wasn't looking for a laugh, right? But then in the back of my mind, when I said it, I said, oh, that shit was funny. Keep that, right? So, right.
In the meanwhile, she in the background.
Then I got it. Once I said it, I said, okay, I'm gonna have to build on that. So I already had my notebook out and I was writing stuff. I said, all right, seconds. That's gonna be funny. No, I'm saying it, goddamn, and I'm gonna kill it because I know if I don't, I'm gonna be the next Corey Fernandez on your goddamn show. Let's just talk about that for a second. Let me just talk about Malcolm for a second. You can't do that long ass story and then be like, yo, shout out to Corey Fernandez. Fuck you, Malcolm. Fuck you for real.
I gotta go to New York, nigga.
And Corey's funny. I've been on stage with Corey. Corey's funny. But whatever part of Philly you were, I've been in those rooms.
Yeah.
I know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yo, and sometimes, look, I love performing for us. I do. Right. But sometimes, god damn, they be making it like it's a rap battle. Like, it's not a rap battle. It's comics are bringing a performance to you. Absolutely. And that's a lot of reasons why when comedians get to a certain level, they stop doing those spots.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't go to them kind of rooms no more.
Because you won't let them just be who they are. But I know those spots, and I love those spots. Had a ball at those spots. Had a good time in Philly. And Philly, I was born in New York, raised in South Jersey, but it wasn't for Philly. Nothing would have happened.
Yeah, like
nothing would happen.
Corey, like I was saying, Corey Fernandez is a good comedian, but you can't line up certain people with certain.
Don't dig that grave. Keep digging, motherfucker. Keep digging.
But shout out to my man Corey Fernandez.
Fuck your shout out, Malcolm. Fuck your shout out.
No, Corey, I love Corey Fernandez.
I love him.
He's my hero in the game. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Corey Fernandez is my hero. So it just was a bad.
Now Timmy's a beast. Timmy is a beast. He is a problem.
Timmy's a problem.
Yo, Timmy's a fucking problem. Like I've felt that pain before. Like I know what it's like to go up there and realize, and I'm drinking at the bar, and Timmy went on before me. And I'm just getting fucked up. Then I realize how serious shit done got. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing in there? What's he doing? I thought he was a cop. I thought he was a fucking cop. What's he doing?
He's one of the
He's like, pom, pom, pom.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest cops on planet Earth.
Motherfucking Timmy make you try and change up your jokes out of nowhere. You're like, I think I'm gonna do. Fuck. But you gotta stick to your guns. You gotta stick to your guns, and you gotta go out there. But Timmy funny as fuck.
Mike, what made you decide you want to be a comedian? I know you.
Let's get into your life. How did you start out in stand-up comedy, man?
I was a rapper, weren't we all? I was a rapper. Yep, and had demos out. We were pushing our demo. I was so then.
His clips. I Corey Fernandez at this moment. But go ahead.
See? There you go.
Shout out to Corey.
That's why fuck your shout out. Fuck your shout out.
Shout out to Corey Fernandez, man.
No, but anyway, I had a girl at the time, and I was like 20 something or whatever. And I was a loser, dog. All I did was hang out. I was a straight loser. I followed her everywhere. She went to college. I followed her to college. I was at her college every weekend. I was that lame ass dude that was at the college so much people thought I went to the college. I had the college hoodie. I had the college sweatpants. I could get into the lunch facility. That's how much I was in this joint. So then she went to graduate school in New York, which where I was from. And so my loser ass followed her to New York. And I went up there every weekend. I was working in the shipping department. And me and her went to a comedy club called the New York Comedy Club. And when we get there, I always loved comedy. I just didn't think it was possible.
Right.
Like I saw Richard Pryor, I saw Eddie Murphy, but those were like different type of people. There's no way I thought, like, how the fuck do you even get into it? And we went to a comedy club, and I was sitting there watching one of my dudes, Roberto Vanderpool, and he was on stage, Dominican, and I stopped listening, not because he wasn't funny. All of a sudden, I started thinking to myself what I would say.
Right. Yep.
So I caught the bug. And I did listen, and I know these comics clown me because I know what comics are assholes when they're at the bar and a stranger, a civilian comes up to them. And that's what I did. I said, hey, I think I'm funny. I was like, how do I do this? Right? And a guy named Wyatt, the one man riot, had done Def Jam. He did that's when Def Jam only had 3 comedians and they did 20 minutes. People forget this.
Right.
In the beginning, them cats was getting time on Def Jam. He said, go do an open mic on Tuesday. It costs $10. They give you 5 minutes. And it's right at this club. So I call out of work. I walk my girl at the time to NYU and I get down to the club. It's 3:00 in the afternoon. I pay $10. Ignorance is bliss. I have no idea this is going to be the Terror Dome. This ain't nothing but a bunch of bitter fucking comedians who got their notebooks, who ain't trying to laugh at shit.
Yep.
They ain't trying to laugh at nothing. It's open mic. But that's ignorance is bliss. I ain't care. I'm starving. I'm hungry for real. Like, I want to make this happen. I got one joke in 5 minutes. One joke.
What?
It ain't even a long joke. Like now, one joke... I don't have a joke that's less than 10 minutes. Like, everything is like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I said one joke and these motherfuckers laughed. And I swear, it was the best feeling I've ever had in my life. And it clicked. And I said, I'm going to do this forever.
Yeah.
That's all they laughed at. It's not like I killed. They just laughed at that one joke. I got off that stage. I think it was like a month later. Or 4 months, probably like a few months later, I quit my job because I found out I had a 401k.
Okay.
I didn't know what the 401k was. I didn't know what was getting deducted.
Right.
I called them white folks. They said I had like $9,000. I quit. I said, how many days does it take to get there?
9,000 was a lot.
Dog, I thought I was about to throw money at bitches. You hear me?
Damn.
Back then, probably like 90.
What? And I went to my boss who was cool. And I was like, listen, I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice. They said it'd be at my house like 5 to 6 working days. And he thought I was joking. I was like, no. He said, what are you doing, Mike? Why would I was about to get married. You're about to get married. You're going to quit. I said, yeah, I'm going to be a comedian. And he was like, yeah, you're funny, but.
You ain't that funny.
And I dipped out.
And you did it.
And I went to New York and I started doing the clubs in New York. And at that same comedy club, there was a contest every Friday. And every Friday, you get in the contest, you can win $150 every Friday. And I kept winning that bitch till they took me off. Wow. There was one comedian beat me out. I forget his name because he's super funny. Oh, this dude is super funny. That was the one time that I lost. And then they took me off. And then they started paying me $25 for a set.
Wow. So
I went from $150 every Friday to, I thought I was doing it. I'm like, oh, now I'm part of the clique. And it was like, yeah, here's $15, here's $20.
Yep.
And from that day on, yo, that was the only time I ever had any direction in my life, yo. That was the only time. The rest of my life has been crazy. That was the only time I had direction.
How did you get into? Because, like I said, it's hard for any of us to be on that radio station. For you to be on a radio station in Philadelphia, how did you get into the radio?
There's this girl, and you know her, and I can't remember her, but she was a promoter in Philly. And she would bring comics from DC, and she would do these theaters, and she needed somebody to promote the show on the radio station with Mike Fox. And what is her name? Dog, she was such a nice person, and she got people money. Like back then, if you're getting $600-700 and you ain't even been on TV yet, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you're doing it. So they couldn't get any of the comedians to promote the comedy show.
Right.
So she called me and said, Mike, go promote the comedy show. Go up to, I forget where the hell was that radio station? It was I forget where it was. I forget where the hell it was. And it was Conshohocken. It was all the way in Conshohocken somewhere. Yeah, so I drove up there and I said, fuck it. I went up there. It was 5:00. I'm promoting the comedy show. Hey, he's the comedian. And then I started talking to the guy who's also the program director, but I didn't know. His name was Mike Fox. Okay. So I started making him laugh, and we laughing, and we get done. Don't forget to get your tickets. It's gonna sell out. I forget what theater we were at. And he's like, cool. I'm like, all right. I talked to there was no social media, so you ain't gotta take pictures and shit. Like you know what I mean? You just do it and you get the fuck out. And he was like, yo, can you come back next Friday?
Dang.
And the funny thing is, I was a cocky fuck because I was busy. Like I did have a lot of shows coming on, and I think I lied. I think at that point maybe I had done Comic View. I might no. I said I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like I was like, I don't know. I said I don't know if I'm gonna be in town. So he came to the show, and the show. God, I wish I remember the comedians on this shit because the show was fire. We did 2 shows at this theater. Damn, I know his name. All right, so we did the show. He was there. He says, "Yo, stop playing. Come to the radio." Right?
Wow.
I said, "All right." I went there that Friday, the next Friday or whatever Friday, and then he said, "If you want, you can come on every Friday at 5:00 and promote whatever you want."
Dang.
Oh shit.
That's a break.
I still didn't really know what an opportunity I was given, right?
That's a break, nigga.
I didn't even really realize until, do you know when we were doing the room, the Woodbine Inn in New Jersey?
Woodbine Inn, yeah.
We were doing the room getting like $1,500. But before that, I go up there every Friday at 5:00, and he says, talk about whatever you want. And I'm sitting there just going, and we just going. And then I'm still doing shows, and people keep getting fired. People keep getting fired. That's all radio is. Get hired, get fired. Get hired, get fired. Just have a long run, because it's coming. It's coming. Watch, it's coming.
Everybody gets fired in the radio.
And then, like, he put me on Saturdays. He said, I'm going to give you a show Sunday night. Do what you want. Dog. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you want me to do. I'm a radio dude, but I was like, do you really want me to do this Howard Stern type of hip hop type of thing that I'm thinking in my head, right? Yeah. So we do every Sunday. Next thing you know, they give us a show on Saturday. Next thing you know, everybody keeps getting fired. I get the night show, and I stayed there for 7 years in Philly. And that led to me going to Hot 97 and doing the morning show with Jonesy, and then going out to Texas, Dallas, Texas, out here, K104. That was the last job I was on. So it turned into a career, dog. It was all, God decided this was going to happen. This wasn't none of my planning.
That's amazing, man. That is amazing.
That's a
like
good
you
story.
grew up from that radio with speed. Like your radio career, like you just said, was going up because people was getting fired, but you was the best on-air personality that they had on there. So
I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's real rap, man. Like, so when you was on there, I can see everybody else getting fired, and you just rising to the top, man. And I'm like, yo, watching you do that, I'm like, yo, how can I, if I can get that, boy, I didn't know that's the type of break you had. You wasn't really even trying to even be on there. I thought you auditioned and all that. You just.
I mean, when the station came on in Philly, I remember me and Tommy Too Smooth were in a car, and we were coming from a gig. It was like 6:00. We were driving wherever we drove from. We didn't get to Philly till 7:00 in the morning. So we were driving, getting to the Ben Franklin Bridge, and we heard a voice on the radio, and it was D. Lee. D. Lee was on there with the morning show. And then the light bulb flashed. I said, you know what? That would be kind of dope to be on the radio. But that was my only thought. I was like, that would be kind of dope. That would be. And then next thing you know, then stuff started happening, and then I wound up being. It was like 7 years of just. It was a wild 7 years. It was a wild 7 years.
And you came up with a lot of phrases that people stole and are using today. Okay. Okay.
Name one of the phrases, Malcolm.
I just did. Okay.
Okay, that was it.
He used to say that, and it just picked up, and everybody was saying that. He was the first person that ever said that. Y'all don't realize that. But
we used to close the show with an Al Green song.
Yeah.
We used to close the night show with an Al Green song, and it got so popping that we closed every club with the Al Green song.
Yeah, he used to make
and the crowd would literally sing. So mind you, everybody's in their 20s, 25, 26. We got them singing an Al Green song at the end of the night. That I am so in love with you. So they knew it was the end of the night, but they knew they had one more song to sing. But
Right.
you know what? I wasn't doing it. I was doing it simply because the people around me, we was really having fun. Like we was really trying to create shit. And it wasn't because we was trying to, I didn't get paid the way I should have got paid at that radio station. There's so much money that probably got left on the table. There's so much, and I don't regret that because my life is fine. Like everything's been, you know, God has really looked out because I've done some asshole stuff in my life. But we were just doing it because I had a clique of people who I really messed with. It wasn't like we got put together or we were doing it because we were doing radio. No, we were hanging out before we were doing radio. After the show was over, we were still hanging out. They knew my mom. I knew they kids. I knew we all knew each other. So the shit was organic on how we created it. So it wasn't like I sat there and was writing stuff out. The okay was just like, one day we was on the radio. I was like, okay. And then he was like, oh, we're going to use that. Yes. And then we put the echo on it. Then it was like, okay. And then it went into, And then it went into that.
I used to hear back in the day, man.
I remember that. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it, I do remember that.
And Philly was, listen.
Originated right there. It's history.
And Philly was amazing. Philly, well, it was, let's not get it fucked up. Philly was one of the dangerous places I've ever worked in. But it was amazing because if Philly fucks with you for real,
you can go anywhere.
They know, they really do. Like they really ride. They're like, dog. They know I'm no thug. They know I'm no tough guy. But I'm still hosting these places in the thickest of the hood. Right. And I probably deserve to have gotten robbed for walking around with chains hanging out in there. I probably deserve it. If somebody would have clipped me, I probably deserve it. But cats would show me love like light skin. Come here, man. Like chill, like relax. You're doing a little much.
The only guys in the game. One of the only light skin guys in the game.
Hey, Mike,
you
as far as
you and D.
What, Michael?
Oh no, he was just saying me and D. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, when it come down to the biggest actual shows you thought you did, like what would be like your top 3 that offhand that you can think of, like the cities you was at, or the comedians that you worked for that you really looked up to?
The one was in the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York, and Paul Mooney was on it. Rest in peace. Bruce was on it. DL actually hosted it. And it was just this moment in time. I'd been doing, now I'm working in New York radio. So I'm on stage damn near 4 or 5 days a week. So any comedian knows, if you get to hit the stage 4 or 5 days a week, your thing is your shit is on point. Like everything is just clipping. Like your segues, everything is like ka. Like somebody can tell you, yo, do your 4th joke, and you can go right into the 4th joke because you already know exactly where it's going. So when DL, they put me before the headliner. I think it was Bruce. Bruce might have been the headliner. And man, I just remember being in one of them, like feeling like I was floating because after the Giants had just won the Super Bowl. The Giants had won the Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots. And I came out to the song from 50, I Get Money.
Right.
And I remember that and I talked my shit about the Giants. The crowd went crazy. And then the first joke just launched. And I remember feeling like I was floating because it just kept going. And I did one thing. I said, Mike, pay attention and enjoy this shit. Don't rush into any joke. Just chill right now, right? So when you do a setup as a comedian and they're laughing at the setup, when they're laughing at the setup of the joke and they don't even know what's about to come. And I had this side chick joke that I had done forever. I had this side chick joke, and then I had taken the side chick joke and just mastered it and taken it into a whole fucking realm. And it kept smashing, and it kept smashing, and I kept hitting them. And then I knew I was coming on to my last joke. But you ever do a joke that smashes so hard in your mind for a split second, you said, I should say goodnight.
Yeah.
You like,
Yeah.
You be like, I don't want to say the rest of the stuff I got to say.
Yeah, for a split second, I was like, I should say goodnight.
Good night.
And then I said, fuck the world. And I went and hit the last one, and it was that night. It it bounced off so crazy that DL pulled me to the side and said, yo, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of New York. But I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm working at Hot 97. I'm making a gang of money. I'm blowing all the money like a dumbass. I'm making money, blowing money, and running. He's like, yo, you got to get out of here. And DL said the realest shit. I said, so, like, will you help me? And DL said, no. He looked me dead in my face. He was like, that's on you. That was the realest shit I just love. He was like, no, I got my own shit I'm trying to do, dog. I'm just letting you know that you shouldn't be here, that you should be over there. So that was the one show. Obviously, the biggest break I had was Showtime at the Apollo. I was a guest with Usher. I was a comedic guest in Usher. Wow. And the first joke at the Apollo, it was so funny. The first joke at the Apollo was a long setup. I don't even know why I chose that for the Apollo, right? So the crowd, I had a North Carolina college football jersey on. And I set the joke up, right? And it's silence. And while I'm setting the joke up, I'm realizing, it's either good or bad right now. It's going to either go or it's going to end right here. Yeah. And them motherfuckers laughed. And I did the next 6 minutes. Wow. I did the last joke. It was a Fuji's joke. That's how long I'm dating myself. It was a Fuji's joke. I ended on that. And Steve Harvey came on like, good job. You don't have to be dirty. He gave me like a quick 10-second lecture, but it was cool. I was like, all right, Steve, thank you. So those two shows, I mean, they've been a gang of shows. I did a show with Michael Blackson at some college that was so off the damn chain. I can't remember we was in a dome. We was in some dome, and me and Mike Blackson, it felt like there was 10,000 people. You ever do a place that's so big, you're like, they're not going to hear me. You know what I'm saying? The system's going to be all met. And some fat dude had said something. Now, mind you, I know it was in Louisiana, but I don't know the school. Right. Now, look at me. That picture that you just put on. That's the picture of me getting on stage in Louisiana.
Oh shit. See, Ron G picked that out.
Right? So I'm super New York, Puerto Rican, right? I don't know nothing about down south. And a dude, I'm doing okay, and I'm hosting it. And then a dude said something. And there's so many people, but I picked it out. And then he got up and he was gonna try and punk me. Like he was like, and mind you, he's Southern. I couldn't understand shit that he was really saying, but I knew he was saying something. Right? So I just launched off. That's the other thing. Remember the room we were talking about that you said Corey Fernandez struggled at or whatever? Yeah. Now, I will... Shut up. Fuck your shout-outs. Listen. Corey, you know me and you go back.
I love
you. Me and you go back for real. I would have never said that shit. But those rooms right there, the Peppermint Lounge. Remember Morgan's? Remember that there was a spot called Morgan's. We used to, that door was slammed behind you. If a fire broke out, you were dead. Like that door just slammed and whatever. All those rooms made you so lethal because you was always talking shit. Because you always had to get the crowd's respect. So when this dude got up, I don't know why he did it for. Because he said like he wanted to walk up. So I said, walk up. So as he walked up, I just unleashed everything. Like I wouldn't stop. And the crowd got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was just like, Ruthless Records. That motherfucker came to the side of the stage and I said, and he was like, nah. And he went back down. And that's when I introduced Michael Blackson. Because Mike Blackson was the headline.
Let Michael go through all that.
I said, go ahead, Mike, take it from here.
Seriously, the tougher, coming up in the game, the tougher the rooms are, it makes you better as a comedian. Like the rooms where people ain't listening, the rooms where people talking while you're on stage. When you do those rooms coming up, it makes you better. That's why it's a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his name.
You gotta say the name.
He wanted to get on stage, and I told him, do not get on stage. And
I need to know about.
He went and got on stage. He's not a comedian, but he see us doing it. So he says, okay, I can go do that. And I said, you don't understand what I've been through to be doing what I'm doing right now. You cannot just walk up here and get on this stage. Well, they booed the shit out of him for the whole time he was on stage until he walked out of the building, right? Like they was literally like, this is Philadelphia. Them niggas is crazy. They booing this nigga walk into his car. So I told him, don't do this because you don't know the type going to Morgan's, on Sweet Cheeks in Atlantic City.
Sweet Cheeks. That's what that shit was called. That's right. I was trying to
Sweet
remember. Sweet Cheeks.
Listen, Sweet Cheeks,
Oh.
people, they don't know. Sweet Cheeks was a strip club. But the
Yes.
dude
And
wanted to
fucking
have-
Kevin Hart got me out there. Kevin got me.
Hart, me, Kevin Hart, Buck Wild, and everybody would go out to Sweet Cheeks. And Kev will host the show, or Buck will host the show. But anyway, it's a strip club. Niggas want to see the strippers. But the dude decided you want stand-up comedy before the strippers. So everybody talk about comedy. So you up there, I'm a new jack to comedy. I don't know if I can do comedy or not. He'll tell you, Sweet Cheeks is the worst room in the history of comedy because it's a strip club. The dudes want to see the strippers. So you tell them, bring the fucking strippers out. And you still got to try to get this little bit of money. And you got to decide, do I quit or do I what? Because, and it was nothing but dudes, okay?
No, but dudes, no. Kevin, so I gave Kevin a paying gig at the Woodbine, and Kevin came out. It was like 15. I forget who the headliner. So Kevin comes back. He's like, "Yo, how'd I do?" I said, "Kevin, you did good." It's like I don't even think he was calling himself Kevin then. I think it might have been Kev the Bastard or yeah.
Little Kev the Bastard.
So Kev then returned the favor. He was like months or whatever time passed. He's like, "Yo, I got this room, Sweet Cheeks." I'm like, "Cool." First of all, it started mad late in Atlantic City. It started super ass late.
12 o'clock at night.
Yes. I said, "What time you need me there?" He said, "Get there around 11:30, 12." I said, what is good?
11:30, 12.
I said, "What?" So I get there. All I heard was Sweet Cheeks. I didn't know nothing about the strip club, nothing, right? Nothing. All I heard was Sweet Cheeks. I ain't know shit about that. So Kev comes up to me and says, "Yo, Mike, they not gonna laugh."
No, they're not going
And I'm looking at Kev like, who the fuck is you talking to? No. He said, "Mike, your money is good. Just do you. Don't worry about it. They not gonna laugh." Kevin, you don't get the fuck out my face. Whatever. Maybe not for you. I'm sitting there going, maybe not for you. I don't know what y'all been doing up in here.
Yeah.
I see Kev go up there and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit. I said, this is what we doing for the night? Like, this is what we gonna do all night?
I've never seen nothing like it.
Look, I had like 4 or 5 shots. I walked up in that joint. I timed myself. I said, I know when I get to this joke, that's 15 minutes. I already know that's 15 minutes. And I almost felt like I was performing by myself in my apartment.
You had to laugh at each other jokes.
Yeah, so I was doing the mannerisms, and I got a high pitched voice. So when I'm on stage, it still got to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing, and nothing. And the funny thing is when they're talking as you're getting nothing. Like normally you try and you think you're gonna break it up. Dog, 15 minutes. I got off that stage, Kev, and you know what? At the end of the day, Kev was right. I got the money, and I stayed at the strip club.
You got to stay up there and make your money, because if you get off stage, the promoter Dan would not try to pay you your money. So he's banking on you not really staying up there for that 15 minutes. And he's right. Like it's like you talking to yourself, and the people is walking. It's not just that they talking, but the people is literally walking around. So you really talk while stuff is going on. Like you don't even. I've never seen that like that in comedy, and that's why I was telling people that want to just go up there and just do stand-up comedy in front of all these people, the stuff that we've been through to get to do this, people don't even understand. You can't just walk up out the street and get up on that stage and do this, because you have to have been through a lot of situations to know the situation. Yeah. This is not a game. This is for money. And
no, the shit is an art form, y'all. It's an art form, and I tell people treat it as such. There was a club in DC called Republic Gardens, and the first time I did it, it's a small club, but they would be talking the entire time, but it was weird because they'd be like rah 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 rah, and you hit the punchline, and they'd all laugh, and you like, I got them now. Then you go to the next joke, and they get to talking again. Rah 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 rah. Punchline, they stop, motherfuckers laugh. I said. And then I had to acknowledge it. Do you motherfuckers know what you do? Like, you're amazing that you actually are listening and talking, dog. It was the weird. Man, I did Republic Gardens. I must have done this shit like 100 times. It was like the best, but I never got it because they're the mumble kings. Like, they are fucking the yin yang twins. They whisper and mumble. But what you're saying, going through all those rooms, that's why I always shout out the Laugh House.
Yeah.
Because that comedy club on South Street,
shout out to the Laugh House.
People will never understand. Sometimes I think us comedians don't even understand. We were reckless. We were just ball players going from spot to spot. We weren't going to make the NBA because we didn't even know how to run a play. We just knew how to get up there and get into this and get into that. And then the Laugh House, all of a sudden it was a comedy club. And we got to learn, oh shit. I learned it in Caroline's in New York. But when the Laugh House was here, it was someplace where I was like, this is organized. Now the folks that came in here knew what they were setting up. So now when you had a different type of joke, they understood. They had a trained ear that you were setting something up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't to go up there guns a blazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you and your hard ass lesbian mom. You could actually do you can literally develop your craft. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, we didn't understand what a blessing having that place was to get on that stage.
Yeah, the Laugh House, man, you know, to be able to be on the weekend, right, was, if you was on the weekend, you made it in California. And, you know, because open mic was just Wednesday and Thursday, and then the real shows was on Fridays and Saturdays. And for Mr. Ride to let you get on a Saturday, you felt as though you made it. And I remember the first time I was ever on a Saturday, I went down there to watch the show, because they wasn't going to put me on. I'm just an open mic guy, just to watch the show. So D. Lee, he was hosting at the time. So I walked past D. Lee. The show ain't start yet. Everybody in the room, everybody sitting down, but they about to start the show. So D. Lee said, you want to do some time? So I'm like, yeah. Well, this is Saturday. Yeah, right? So he's like, okay, go ahead up there right now. What? You know, I'm used to people bringing me on.
He wanted you to open and then bring him up?
Homie, he wanted me to open before they was playing the music. He's saying people were just walking to go get their seat. He's saying, I said, well, are you going to introduce me to bring me up? This is Saturday. This is big for me. This is it, okay? No, walk up there right now and start your jokes. Well, I'm used to the music playing. I'm used to people introducing me. So I walks up there. I'm grabbing the mic. I bomb. And everybody, I bomb. Okay, and I haven't been up there for another year before I was out on a weekend. I said, are you gonna bring me on? No, walk up there right now and start your jokes. Well, people are sitting down, they're ordering their food. The DJ ain't even playing his music yet. Start now? Yeah, now, or you ain't gonna be on the weekend. So, shout out to Corey Fernandez, man. I was Corey Fernandez.
Nigga, how's it like comedy wise over there in Dallas versus over here? Is it different?
Dallas is like, it's like a hub with comedy because there are two improvs. There's two Hyenas nightclub. There are 4 comedy clubs out here. Then they're starting to bring back the theater. That I've done a bunch of shows out there where every comedian hits Dallas. Like, it's a hub out here. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's nobody that you haven't seen that comes out here. Everybody. So like, Mark Curry is at the Arlington Improv this weekend. I forget who's at the Addison Improv next weekend. And I got a show out there July 14th. But the only problem is there are no open mics for you to really get on. So there's no way really to really build your material. So when you want to do something like doing the radio or something, that I just started using the radio to try and break jokes and trying to work on stuff like that. And I talk to myself a lot. So I just do. I talk to myself a lot. So I'll do 30 minutes in my living room. Like, I'll time myself and do 30 minutes in my loud. So I know my neighbor, because I'm here and I'm on the East Coast too, because my family's on the East Coast. So I'm back and forth all the time. But when I'm here, dog, I'll do 30 straight minutes just to get it going. But it's nothing like getting the crowd's opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need the crowd's opinion to find out, To
do stand-up comedy, right? You have to have a stage presence, I was told by talent, and you got to have a voice. Your voice is one of the most unique voices on stage.
It's irritating. No, it's irritating. Yeah. It's irritating. Like, I had to learn I had to learn really how to talk like this during jokes to get it like that. because once it goes up 2 or 3 octaves and I get excited, it's on. Like then it's on. So I got to make sure I'm like, I got to give him a balance.
And people don't know. Kevin Hart, when he had a TV show called The Big House, and and Wendy Williams even reported that the people didn't like his voice, because we're hearing him now, but back then they said his voice was too irritating, and that was one of the reasons why they was having second thoughts about that show that he had. And Wendy Williams actually reported that his voice, people was writing in saying his voice is very irritating, but that's crazy. But anyway, real quick, name your top 5. We ain't gonna hold you too long. I know you got stuff to go do. Name your top 5 comedians of all time. All
right, y'all. These top 5, let's be clear. Because these top 5s, top 5 rappers, top 5 ball players, there's no such thing as a top 5. There's your top 5 favorites.
Right.
So, because I can name 20 comedians that belong in the top 5.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
So, and these are comedians that have affected me that, some people ain't going to agree with them. Okay, Richard Pryor has to be put in there. Okay, we have to put Richard Pryor in.
Okay.
It's
just
we
going to do top 6. Top 6. Go ahead.
Then Dave Chappelle, to me, I can watch Dave Chappelle talk and not tell a joke. Like Dave Chappelle can do a special right now where he just talks for an hour and I'll watch it. Yeah. I fuck with somebody who's that goddamn smart.
He's very smart.
Yeah.
He's very smart.
Then we're gonna put Chris Rock on there. And this is where it gets all fucked up.
Well, you got 3 more because Richard Pryor.
No, you got those are the names that we all
right, so we're gonna then it's kind of hard not to put Eddie Murphy in there. You gotta put Eddie. I mean, you gotta put Eddie on there. It's delirious and raw. Like a lot of people have had incredible specials, but what the I watch it.
None bigger than that.
All right, so we got Richard, we got Dave, we got Chris, we got Eddie in no particular order. Who would be my last one? Now, the fucked up thing is, how do we not put Bill Cosby in this?
Yeah.
Like Bill Cosby.
People don't know how great he is. People don't know, because these newer kids, they don't really see comedy. They don't even understand. They just see this old man acting like he's blind and acting like he can't see shit. But when he was doing his thing on stage, clean, and was nobody better than that.
You got the Cosby Show is a legendary top 5 show ever.
That raised me.
Based on his material on one special.
Yeah.
He had a brown suit on and his tie was a little crooked. And I watched it and said, this guy is genius.
Yeah.
So if I got to go with that top 5, I'll go with that top 5. There are a zillion Look, I'm a George Carlin fan. If you don't know who George Carlin is, Google him. He's a beast.
George Carlin is a beast.
Some of the stuff he said years ago before he passed have come true in this country right now.
He is Dave Chappelle and George Carlin are the 2 of the smartest comedians ever to do stand-up comedy. George Carlin has over 1 million jokes. That's another thing. You talking about writing?
No, he's prolific.
That dude can go all day. Literally.
I used to go to Caroline's, another person, Paul Mooney. I used to go to Caroline's at the midnight show. I would go to the midnight show just to watch him piss these white folks off, because when he was ripping, that's when white people started walking out. And when he was destroying, it would be white people who couldn't take it no more. Dog, he was fucking magical. I would sit there in the back.
I don't know if Paul Mooney was writing jokes or not. The man would sit there and just talk, and it just be so funny and so real, and he's being real, but he's funny at the same time. And I'm like, this dude ain't writing jokes. He's just telling you his opinions, and it's in a funny way. He's in the top, in my opinion, he's in the top 3 of all time.
And let's be, and I want to stop the slander. I didn't put Kevin Hart in my top 5, not because I don't think he deserves to be.
Right.
But we're going to stop the slander with people just coming out their face now saying this man ain't funny.
That's stupid.
Yeah, we're going to stop. We're really going to stop the slander, y'all.
Yeah.
We're really going to stop the bullshit that I hear people
saying that. I don't understand people saying
Listen, you're not going to tell me when I went to these arenas and Kev got me the tickets and his people got me the tickets and I sat there in front of 20,000 people that I didn't hear these people laughing. You're not going to tell me I didn't hear these people laughing when he was doing the comedy specials on Comedy Central.
Absolutely.
We're really going to, we really got to stop this slander of not understanding that the person that me and Malcolm were around is iconic. Now, you may not like the fact that he's iconic, but I can't help that you don't like it. But he's going down as an icon in comedy, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
They a lot of people didn't see what we seen in the beginning when he was really doing stand-up comedy. When he was doing stand-up comedy, he was on another. Michael Shawn is great. You know, I was good, but this dude was on another level back then. Like he's been doing it before we were doing it.
But you know what, Malcolm? I just want to say this. I say this all the time about people. The first time I saw my face on a flyer, I was gassed. The first time I heard my name on a radio commercial, I was gassed. I was happy. The first TV credit, I was happy. You know what Kevin wasn't? He was never happy. No. Because he always had a bigger vision. He didn't stay at the black spots. He went to the white comedy clubs. He went right there and made connects and made them laugh. Like we really got to we got to really understand what this shit is. And a lot of y'all, and I would never mention
how hard it is. People don't know how hard it is.
How hard it is. I don't want to hear what you think he did to get motherfucker. Listen, man. He's gonna be in the top 10. Like I said, I know 100 comedians, 20 comedians I could put in the top 5 that deserve to be in the top 5. So because I didn't put Kev in the top 5, I don't want anybody to think it was on some funny business, because I can't stand with people. And I love, you motherfuckers. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone.
But listen, man, we not.
I just love. Let me just say this. Let me just say this one thing. I just love y'all cats who sit at the bar at comedy clubs all over the country, critiquing every fucking person on how they're not that funny and they're not supposed to be this and they're not supposed to be that. Why the fuck are you critiquing another person when you do the same thing? So do you. So do you.
They don't realize how hard it is to do stand-up comedy. We do it and it makes it look easy. Like what Kev does and what everybody does, it looks easy, but it's extremely hard because you cannot walk up there and do stand-up comedy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. When I be hearing people be talking about, hey, I'm about to be a comedian, I'm like, okay, you don't understand what it takes to be able to do that. It looks like, because everybody wants to do comedy because they want to make money or they want to be famous or they see other people doing it and they say, okay, I can do that, or because they know a lot of people. So since I know a lot of people, I can do stand-up comedy. Or they're a barber and they be making their clients laugh while they're cutting their hair.
Yeah,
to do stand-up comedy, you have to go through hell to get to the point where people see us on stage and it makes it look easy, like we just coming up off the top. But this is a craft that takes work and it takes going through a lot of hard times, a lot of driving in the snow, driving in the cold, standing in line to get on mic for 2 minutes and all that. We're on mic for 2 minutes someplace. You driving all these places and they throw you on it. These people thinking they're just going to go up there and just do it now without going through all of that is not going to come out the same. Trust what I tell you. It's not going to come out the same. Going through Sweet Cheeks, going through Morgan's, going through all these type of situations. These people don't even understand what everybody went through. Kevin Hart's name was Little Kev the Bastard. He went through a lot of stuff to get through what you see now. And then, like you were saying, real quick, Mike, people saying that he's not funny, just because just because you can have a bad set, the next set might be great. The next set might be even greater than that, right? And you have a bad set, and they say, "Oh no, he's corny." Well, the problem is they seeing him too much. He's on a commercial. He's here. So when you see him on stage, and the second last thing about it, you expect him to be on the floor every time he say one word because he's making all this money, right? And now that's not what it is. But trust me, you can't do what that man do. Michael Shawn, real quick, man, let the people know how they can reach you, man. And it's been an honor and to get you on here, man. It's hard to get you because you're always busy. But let the people know how they can reach you, man, through your social media and everything else, man.
First of all, shout out to you, Malcolm, because Malcolm been grinding. For years. So shout and all the comedians out there in Philly, from Buck Wild. And I hate saying names because then if I miss somebody, like Charles Walden, I haven't seen Charles Walden in years. But shout to Charles Walden, is brilliant. And all the comedians out there, from obviously to Ray and Buck and damn, I shouldn't even start because I can't remember. B Flat, shout out to B Flat. B Flat's crazy as fuck in real life. Hit me on my Instagram at Mike Shawn Comedy. And if you want to hear the morning show, download Free Agent Radio. Download that app. It's free. Download the app. We on there Monday through Friday on Eastern Standard Time. It's from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. We've had Bill Bellamy on there, Johnny Gill on there, Lunell's been on there, Rodney Perry's been on there. So the guests keep coming through. Claudia Jordan's been on there. So make sure y'all listen in the morning time. Malcolm, keep doing your damn thing. And I appreciate y'all. And Platinum Touch. Platinum Touch, is that the same Platinum Touch?
No, that's not that Platinum Touch.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I was like,
I ain't do it, Mike.
oh, no. I remember they're promoting stuff. No, I remember them. Okay. All right, edit that out. If I said something wrong, edit it out.
Y'all good.
It's been an honor having you, brother. Hey, I'm coming down there, and I'm definitely gonna bring you up here. Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely bringing you up here, and I'm definitely coming down there with you, man. So shout out to Michael Shawn, man. Thank you very much, man. All right.
All right, appreciate y'all.
All right. Peace. They got a lot. Yo, very, very funny dude, man. Very good dude, man. Matter of fact, I used to watch him do his thing, man. And then, man, when I first was on the show with him, that's another time where I felt as though I made it, because I'm like, damn, I'm on the show with my fly. My name is on a picture next to Michael Shawn. So that was big for me at the time, man. So it was an honor for me to have him on here, man. You got any last words, N.A.? Oh.
No, I don't have none, but what I need you to do is let everybody know what you got coming up, man. You're very busy. You don't like to let everybody know what's going on. Let everybody know what's coming up.
I don't really shout out my shows, but
matter of fact, Ryan G, just put those flyers up, because Malcolm is too modest. He act like he ain't got nothing going on.
I ain't got nothing going on. Oh yeah. That's gonna be crazy. Me, Corey Williams. Okay. Yep. That's gonna be crazy. Oh yeah, me, Charles Walden. Oh, Timmy Hall. Timmy Hall's on that one. There I go down the bottom. Oh yeah.
And where that one at?
That one's I don't even know, man. I don't know these shows, man.
That's some Philly.
That's coming up. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Timmy Hall. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the one. That's the one I need y'all to come to. Okay, I'm at the Met on the 25th, man. That's gonna be big. Me, Capone, Avion Crockett, Carl Payne from Martin Lawrence. My man, Craig McLaren. Everybody, man. Buck Wild. That's gonna be good. Make sure y'all get the ticket to that. The Met. Count of three. I need y'all to make some noise loud as you can. 1, 2, 3. Music
Number one comedian here in Philadelphia.
I know, man. I was gonna put that up there, but yeah,
that's
come
the one.
Support me, man. Come out and check me out. I'm doing a lot of stuff, man, and keep supporting this show, man. And I'm glad for the people that did log on and watch. Thank y'all very much, and we will see y'all next week. This is the Hill-arious Show. We out of here. Peace.